Hello, everyone. This is Bipasha Chatterjee, Assistant Professor in the Department of Psychology, Adamas University. In this video, I will be discussing a few areas of a very important function that is carried out in every organization, irrespective of any sector it may be it academics, be it IT, be it banking, or whatsoever. And that function, that important function of on the part of the management is performance appraisal or performance evaluation. So this is again a very important and crucial function that is required for the development of the organization, the improvement of the organization, as well as its employees and the workforce. So I will just share the screen here. Yeah. Okay. So basically, in this presentation, what I will be touching upon a few of the relevant topics that are coming under performance appraisal, like, of course, definition and purpose, benefits of performance appraisal, objectives, uses, why is it so important and needed in the work front, purpose of performance appraisal, the process, essentials of a good performance appraisal system, like what are the essential characteristics of an effective appraisal system, methods and techniques, where we are going to explore the traditional methods as well as the contemporary methods and see how they differ from each other. And of course, post an appraisal analysis. Whether the appraisal system was fair enough, whether the appraisal system has brought any change in the behavior of the employees or not, and so on and so forth. So moving on to the topic, that is performance appraisal. It is, of course, a very vital component of the human resource management and a part of the human resource development processes and functions, which actually aims to assess the performance and potential of employees in relation to already pre-established certain pre-established criterias and organizational objectives that are laid ahead um, as a result of job analysis. The information that we get from job analysis, it's done over there already. So of course, performance appraisal is a method where it is a method of evaluating the behavior of employees at the workplace and on the work spot, and which actually includes both quantitative aspects of job performance, like the number of tasks that you have accomplished, the number of, like in academics, we often go for the number of paper publications, the number of conferences, the number of lectures that you have conducted, so on and so forth, as examples. I'm saying. So and as well as the qualitative aspect of job performance, like your behavior, your conduct, how you have taken up responsibilities, and your feedback from the people who are around you, who are the stakeholders, and all that. So of course, it is a process where you are determining, as well as you are communicating to the employees how that person has performed in the job, and as a result of that, what scope of improvement is there, and establishing a plan for improvement as well. So performance appraisal, it is completely focusing on individual development, and it is not only sending out feedback to the employees, but at the same time you are also helping them establish a plan for further improvement and developments as well. So this is what performance appraisal is about, the very basic concept actually. And so, of course, now moving on to the purpose of performance appraisal. So, of course, the first and foremost, evaluate how well employees have conducted their duties and provide feedback to them. So, just an update as to what you have done and an evaluation, like same as we do it in answer script evaluation as well in the teaching profession. We do that. So compare employees' performance with pre-established criteria and goals. So already, as I said, that from job analysis result or the report, job analysis report, we already know what are the benchmarks. We already have those standards set. These are the things that needs to be covered for this particular job. These are the roles and responsibilities that needs to be taken care of while a person is actively working at this particular job position. So it's basically where you are comparing the employee's performance with these pre-established criteria and goals that the organization has already set, keeping in mind its mission, vision, and the goals, the organization's goals and missions. Identify the strengths and weaknesses of employees and determine their training and development needs, of course. So from this evaluation part, we actually get, you can say, if in a very simple layman's term, if we can say, it's more like a report card that we are providing to the employees. What you have done, what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths, and what can be done. That is where I'm saying that performance appraisal doesn't restrict itself to just evaluation or identifying the strengths and weaknesses. No, it is also how determining how or what kind of training and development needs a person needs, or what can be done for the development or improvement of that person's performance, and hence ultimately the organization will also benefit from that. So that is why, keeping that in mind, so it is also determining what training programs and development needs are required by that particular employee as well. Make administrative decisions like reward allocation, promotion, career development, etc. So based on this result of the performance appraisal, you can these often help us to make these administrative decisions as to whom to promote, who needs that reward or incentive that we have set for a particular person, career development, what can be done, what essential requirements are there or needed for the development and further improvement, and improve the overall productivity and effectiveness of the organization. So of course, as I said, that if the employees are developing, if they are working on themselves, and ultimately the organization will benefit from that. So that is mainly the definition and main purpose of performance appraisal. So here again, we will see the benefits of performance appraisal for both the organization and for the employee. Now, as I said, although I do mention in many of my lectures that human beings are the backbones of organizations, and without them, an organization can't function. So it is always better to keep the human factor in mind while we are making any organizational decisions. But at the same time, we will also have to keep in mind that the growth of the organization is also equally important. So focusing on the organization's development is equally important as that of focusing on the employee's development and health as well. So performance appraisal, of course, it is something that it's a formal system that evaluates the quality of a worker's performance, of an employee's performance, and it measures skills and accomplishments with reasonable accuracy and uniformity, and identifies areas for performance enhancement and to promote professional growth as well. So benefits of organization from the organization's perspective. So how performance appraisal can benefit the organization. So if I am the management, I'm the MD or CEO or something, of course I will think about the benefit of the organization as well. So of course, performance appraisal has many benefits, has a few benefits that enhance or that help the organization, like boost productivity by measuring an employee's contribution in terms of increased company revenue and job performance. So of course, when you are giving a feedback of your employees as to what you are doing, how you are doing, you're providing ways in which so you're providing extra help or ways in which employees can benefit themselves. So of course, the employees contribution in terms of increased company revenue and job performance. So of course, the companies, the organizations job performance will enhance. Of course, it will draw much more revenue than it is expected or it has been doing. So of course, it will ultimately benefit the organization and then to its employees as well. So if the organization is running well, of course, the employees will also be running well equally. Enhance manager-employee relationship by fostering constructive feedback and resolving grievances. So, of course, if there is the relationship between the manager and employee are often, it often gets diluted through because of a number of reasons. And this performance appraisal actually helps in conveying constructive feedback and to resolve any conflict or grievances if it is at all there among the manager and the employees. And then identify hidden talent and potential within the workforce and assign them to suitable roles or projects. So here through these 3 points we can understand that uh, the organization benefits a lot. Also, we have 2 more points highlighting the benefits the organization enjoys as a result of performance appraisal. That is, evaluate the effectiveness of hiring processes and training programs by comparing employees' performance with pre-established criteria and goals, and improve the overall productivity and um, improve the overall productivity and effectiveness of the organization by aligning individual and organizational objectives. So of course, from these points we can understand that performance appraisal is truly beneficial for the organization as well. Now coming to the benefits of the employees. Why will I make myself to go through sessions of assessment and evaluation and all? How will it help me as an employee? So, of course, it will provide recognition and appreciation for their achievements and efforts. First thing, increase job satisfaction and motivation by clarifying goals and expectations. What is expected from you? Maybe it was not clear and maybe it was ambiguous, but after the performance appraisal, you get an understanding, okay, fine, I have to do this as well. I have to perform this job role as well, along with whatever has been assigned to me. So, there a clarity is also there as a result of performance appraisal. Enhance self-awareness and self-development by identifying their strengths and weaknesses. Facilitate career advancement and development by providing opportunities for feedback, coaching, mentoring, and training. Increase trust and loyalty to the organization by creating a culture of feedback and ongoing development. So with these sorry, with these points, we can understand that how employees are very well benefited from performance appraisal, and how it helps them to improve their performance, how it helps the organization to benefit from the result of these appraisal systems as well. All right, moving on to the next part of the presentation, that is objectives of performance appraisal. Firstly, it is always feedback. Feedback is always essential, because it serves, it actually tells employees what he can do to improve his present performance, and go up the organizational ladder that is there. So appraisal actually facilitates self development, and it also makes the employees aware about their key performance areas. Okay. So next one, compensation decisions, of course, whom to, reward, whom to provide. Okay. So of course, apart from the compensation decision, you also have like whom to provide, uh, you know, a reward, whom to provide, um, incentives, whom to promote. So these factors are essential, and these actually help to raise, give an idea about the raises that should be given for merit rather than seniority. So it's just because I'm spending 10 years in this organization doesn't make me an efficient employee. Okay, so it is not only about the duration that you have spent or the seniority, but the quality of your work. So these kind of decisions are made, which actually, help in making these decisions at the same time. Next, we have database. So database is again basically where, you are providing uh, data of things like, placement, pay, promotion, transfer. So appraisal also, makes the employees they aware about their key performance areas, uh, and these records, these why the result of performance appraisal is so important as a database or as records of employees, because it helps management to do planning without applying the knowledge of personal supervisors. ঠিক আছে? So so because they can move out of the organization, they can be biased about their opinion about a particular employee or something. So in order to avoid all that, a database is maintained, so we can always refer to that instead of any individual person whatsoever. All right. Next we have is personal development. Okay, so personal development is, of course, it helps, it helps to reveal the causes of good and poor performance of the employees, and through discussions with individual employees, the manager or the IO psychologist, they can find out what is bothering them, why their performance is deteriorating, or why they can't, take that step ahead uh, to enhance their performance or do something about their competencies, to build competencies. And so in that way, what happens, it also, helps, or it answers the questions like, what steps can be initiated to improve their performance. So these things are essential part of appraisal system, and that is why we say it is essential. Achha, training programs, promotion decisions, of course, training and development, by identifying the strengths and weaknesses of employees, every employee deserves to be guided. Like I said earlier also, that performance appraisal system is not only about, it doesn't only talk about, pointing out the flaws or the good things, that's it. No, it is also helping to, guide you to formulate a suitable training program and to improve the performance as well. So it can also inform employees about their progress and tell them what skills they need to develop and become eligible for pay raises and promotions and whatsoever. So of course, from there only, promotion decisions are also important. So based on the results of performance appraisal, talks about promotion, job change, these kind of things are often utilized or understood from this. And so lastly, we have improved supervision. So of course, existence of any regular system actually, makes the supervisors also more vigilant and observant of their subordinates, because they will know that the supervisors will only have to fill out forms, and periodically they will have to fill out forms or something to justify their estimates ki why they are saying ki he is an that person is an underperformer or is performing well, and it is not an subjective bias or something. So since the supervisors also know that I will have to send out some reports based on the performance and everything, so their supervision is also very methodical and very prim and proper, so without any lack over there. So these are the objectives of performance appraisal that we see. And next we have uses of performance appraisal. Of course, from here only, from the objectives, we can understand that there are the most common issue with performance appraisal is that a lot is expected from one form of performance appraisal plan. So here what happens, here we have the human resource planning part. Okay, so here basically recruitment and selection, training and development, career planning and development, these things are highlighted along with compensation programs, internal employee relations, assessment of employee potential. So these are some of the aspects that are highlighted while we are going for performance appraisal. Okay, so purpose of performance appraisal, of course, the organization uses performance appraisal for three main purposes. One is administrative, of course, so it serves as an administrative tool by providing employers with a rationale for making some personnel related decisions, like as pay increase, promotions, termination, transfer, and all that. Employee development provides feedback on an employee's performance. Appraiser data can also be used for employee development purposes and helping to identify specific training needs of any individual, be it fresher or senior or existing employees whatsoever. Program assessment, of course, program assessment requires the collection and storage of performance appraisal data for a number of uses. The records can show how effective recruitment, selection, and placement have been in supplying quality workforce. So it is generally accepted that performance appraisal serves as one of the main purposes, highlighting the following, like to create and maintain satisfactory level of performance, to meet an individual's development needs, individual in the sense the employees, to bring about better operational or business needs, to facilitate fair and equitable compensation based on performance, to help superiors to have a proper understanding about their subordinates, to provide information useful for manpower planning by identifying employees with a potential for advancement, and to facilitate for testing and validating selection tests, interview techniques through comparing their scores and with the performance appraisal ranks. So here we understand that it is essentially a crucial practice that needs to be conducted in the organization. So here, coming to the process, the performance appraisal process here, first beginning with job analysis, job description and specification. Why? Because from that we can get the benchmarks, what needs to be done in that particular for that particular job. So if I am hired and appointed to function in one of the jobs, then what are the roles and responsibilities that I require? What are the qualifications, individual qualifications, and the resource that I need to bring to the organization, to the work? So job analysis, the result, the report of job analysis is important. Establishing standards of performance. So from the results of job analysis, we are establishing the standards of performance for the employees. measuring the actual performance, of course, through various methods, which I will be discussing in my next few slides. The different methods of communicating, performance standards of employees, measuring the actual performance, comparing actual performance with the mentioned standards. So basically, you have a norm, that is the standards that are set based on the results of job analysis, and you have the actual performance result of your employees, and you are comparing that. That is what actual job analysis process is about. And then finally, you have initiating corrective action if necessary. So plan of action later on, what needs to be done for the improvement of the employees who are lagging behind a bit. So next in this slide, you will see that essentials of a good performance appraisal, a good appraisal system. So what are the few very characteristics that actually, we have to keep in mind as IO psychologists when we are planning out any appraisal system? What are the qualities that we need to keep in mind? Reliability and validity, of course. So that system, it should not be key, for this group A, I have used this the set of appraisal system. Then next year when I'm using that system again, it is not working. So it has to be reliable, consistent. The results should be consistent. Validity. So because with whatever purpose I have decided to plan out the appraisal system, what are the areas that I'm going to focus on in a particular appraisal system, that should be fulfilled by the technique or the process that I have chalked out for the appraisal system. Job relatedness, of course, it has to be very much related to the job that I am focusing on. So if I am the appraiser, so if I'm planning an appraisal system for, say, educational sector, I can't use that in the IT sector or banking sector. So the structure or the plan of the appraisal system should be very much related to the job. Standardization, of course, it has to be reliable, valid, standardized. Practical viability, so something that I will be able to carry it out in the workplace. It should not be something that looks good in paper and pen. Okay. Training to appraisers. So of course, people who will be conducting these appraisal systems, these functions, they need to be trained properly. What exactly do you require as information? What needs to be done? How are you going to deal with the pool of information that you're going to get? So this training is also required for the appraisers. Open communication, of course. So from the very beginning, there need to be a communication with your employees. This is what is expected from you. So there should not be any role ambiguity or role conflict. Otherwise, the employees will not be able to understand what is expected from them. Hence, their performance might not be up to the mark and match the standard that is there. Employee access to results, feedback, very important. So I've done everything. I've conducted the appraisal system and everything, but I'm not sharing the result with the employees. That should not be the case, because then the whole purpose of performance appraisal just goes in vain. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So the employees are not, they are not aware what is wrong, what is happening and everything. But at the same time, what happens? So if you're sharing the information, you are telling them that, yes, you've done it. So appreciation is also there. At the same time, constructive criticism is also there, which will help in improvement of the performance. Clear objectives, of course. So I need to have a clear understanding as to why am I doing this performance appraisal system. Post-appraisal interview. So what is happening? If someone is lagging behind, you talk to them one-to-one. Clarify it, what is happening, why there's so much problem and everything. It will help. Periodic review. So you are keeping a check, or even you're informing the employees, listen, this is where you are, you still have scope for improvement, go ahead. Okay, so this periodic review is also there. Not vindictive in nature. So performance appraisal doesn't mean you are penalizing someone, no. So the attitude of the appraiser should be that you're just evaluating what you have done. That's it. No judgment, no nothing of that sort. No vindictiveness, no harshness, just sharing what you have done. And this is what is expected. Yes, if you are lagging behind, we are there to help you. This should be the attitude of appraiser. So there are many techniques, as I've said, the traditional methods, which actually are the older methods like ranking method, graphic rating scale. Then we have the critical incident method and narrative method. And some of the modern methods are management by objectives, MBO. And MBO actually is talking about, object formulation, execution process, performance feedback. So this system approach of management by objective, it actually talks about strategic planning, hierarchy of objectives, setting objectives, planning for action, implementation of MBO, control appraisal. So basically, where you are having some kind of objectives that is specified by management, and those objectives are the baseline for the performance that is expected from you as an employee. Okay, next, modern methods, we have behaviorally anchored rating scale, bars, human resource accounting, HRA. So bars, basically it is a contrast an individual's performance against specific examples of behavior that are anchored to numerical ratings. Human resource accounting is basically, performance is judged in terms of cost and contribution of the employees. So assessment center, it's a central location where managers may come together to have this participation in job related exercise evaluated by trained observers. So it is more focused on observation of behavior. And 360 degree, of very popular, extremely popular performance appraisal technique that includes evaluation inputs from a number of stakeholders. So it's like immediate supervisor, your team members, the customers, your peers, and self. So even you are going to evaluate yourself. So that is also there. So 360 degree provides people with information about the influence of their action on others. So it is not only you are working, I'm just seeing you or judging you, no, but your work, how it is impacting other people around you. That is also seen here. 720 degree is a method concentrates on what matters most, which is the customer or investor knowledge of their work. So in 720 feedback, appraisal feedback is taken from external sources like stakeholders, families, suppliers, communities, and it provides individuals with extremely changed view of themselves as leaders and growth. So I myself might think that, yes, I am a very helpful and people pleaser and, people's leader and everything, but unknowingly I might do something, some kind of behavior which is not a very pleasant experience for my juniors. So if you odd the customers or the stakeholders whom I work with, so getting a feedback from them also, it actually gives a very different view of that person. So so usually both traditional and modern methods are used while we are discussing about while we talk about appraisal of any organization any organization. So these are some of the methods that we often use. It is often a mixed and match method, whichever is suitable for whichever job. And finally, we have the post-appraisal analysis, where we check out the reliability and validity, the confidence and trust, immediate supply of as appraisal, swift and economical, open communication, post-appraisal interview, job relatedness. So with all of this, finally getting information about all these areas, we finally get to understand whether this what do you call, whether this appraisal system was helpful or not. Okay, so with this I conclude my discussion on performance appraisal. So of course, from this presentation, I hope you all can understand why this thing is so important. You are giving feedback, you are providing you're planning different ways in which you can help in improving performance of your employees. As a result, the organization also benefits in that way. So with a productive and encouraged workforce, of course, the organization will flourish and, just shoot up with flying colors. So that's it on performance appraisal, and see you in my next video. Thank you.